Hi Tea Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are checking out 17's Cheers to Youth, and I don't know about you guys, but I desperately need vocal team to pull through for me and give me something that is sweet and comforting. Because after what hip hop team put me through, I need someone to just give me like a soft landing from this, okay? Because this comeback has been a lot for me, and I need them to be like, hey, let's just give you like a sweet ballad. Is that what's gonna happen? I don't know. Cheers to Youth feels like it's gonna be something that is like relatively sweet, possibly comforting, could also probably make me cry, but that's just the risk we're gonna have to take. Jughead really just out here looking like that. And for what? Who's challenging him on his face card? I don't know what he's trying to prove to whoever, but it's unnecessary, really. All right, cheers to youth. Please give me something that is not going to snatch my soul. 어쩌다 보니 처음으로 마주하는 오늘이라서 사무치게 아픈 말 한마디에 내가 더 싫어도 신경 쓰지 말자. Oh my god, the note. 어디서라도 부르자 청춘 찬가. Ooh, the bass. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, pause, time out. I was like, I always love we get like a cold opener, right, of just like vocals, and the production hasn't kicked in yet. And with a voice like Woozy's, why not, right? But then we got that bass line coming in, and now it's like a whole band crashing in. No, this is gonna be fun. Are you gonna give me a fun song with a bass line? Because that is 100% going to heal my soul, definitely. These lyrics are like a little bit of a bummer though, at least from what I've caught so far. At least like the undertones, right? Just the piano? I love the way he pulled his chest voice up there. No. That's so good. And the brass coming in. The lyrics do kind of feel like a truce though. I was like, bummer, like not entirely. It's like a, hey, let's just put everything to the side and enjoy some music. Ooh, that stutter. I take it back now. It got sad again, but that like harmony that we had also, sorry. It's just like, I knew that like part of me was gonna just miss him. I understood that was gonna be part of this experience, but it didn't quite hit me until I heard his voice. And then I was just like, my feelings hit me really hard. And I'm just like, it's fine. Everything's okay. But just like his soft voice, especially after all of that like build up in the production, to have some of that pull back with that like stutter, and then to have like his really like light breathy voice is just beautiful. No, okay, we're putting like a little pause there before we get into the actual song, but I love that shift in the melody. Love that we had Joshua coming through with some of those like more powerful vocals. I always love when he gets into a little bit of his like belting tone, because he doesn't go there a whole lot, I feel like. And this was just like pushing like a little bit more to get some of that energy build up after some of the previous things, right? Like DK doing a great job of like softening out his voice, and that lyric of I want to be alone, but I don't want to be alone. This idea of I don't have what it takes to be around other people, right? I feel like so many of us, even not being an idol, where like you're around people and you feel like you have to have a certain mask on if you're like going through something, right? And it feels like this is part of that, of this feeling of I am dealing with some stuff and I don't really know how to like process that. And it feels like this lyric where it talks about like, oh, I want to talk to myself. It's I wish I could call myself and give myself like a pep talk, right? And it feels like a little bit like that. The first lyric of, oh, this is the first day that we're meeting. And that feels more of a, oh, I'm trying to like understand myself. I'm trying to, it if anyone's going to say something that actually hurts me, it's going to be like my own internal thoughts of the way that I see myself, right? If this feels like talking about something that's going on inside of yourself, like when you're your own worst enemy, right? And I like that we're getting some of that like confusion of I want to be alone because I'm going through stuff and I don't know how to be around other people and like function in order to not make things weird, right? To cover up that I have this turmoil going on internally, but also if I'm alone, then like the only thing I have for my company is my thoughts, right? And I don't even know myself to be like, I don't know what I want, but also I don't know how to just sit with myself, right? Like this idea of like feeling lonely in your own head, but also not being able to sit with those thoughts and whatever, which is a little bit deceptive given that like the instrumentation feels a little bit more uplifting, a little bit nostalgic.
오늘 집에 가는 길엔 내게 수고했다고 마냥 쉽지 않았지만 나쁘지 않았다고 숨 막히는 세상 속에 작은 것 하나에 잠깐 웃었다고 어쩌다 보니 처음으로 마주하는 오늘이라서 사무치게 아픈 말 한마디에 네가 더 싫어도 신경 쓰지 말자 우리 문거리로 어디서라도 부르자 청춘 장가
Ooh, I love the cadences that they're choosing with that chorus, and I love that we're pulling forward those first verses, right? Like different singers, different vibe to the instrumentation, but it's like pulling forward that sentiment, similar thing of like almost like pep talking yourself, right? I think that anyone who has gone through any kind of mental health stuff or like internal dialogues that are not the kindest to yourself, that a lot of the time you have to like remind yourself of like basic things of like, it's okay, don't worry, it was difficult, but like it wasn't bad. This pep talk of going against like perfectionism or imposter syndrome or anxiety or whatever it may be, right? Whatever kind of hurtful thing that you're throwing at yourself. I think that a lot of us understand that you get stuck in that like the cycle of the same thoughts and you have to repeat the same things to yourself over and over again until it starts to sink in. So I like that we have pulling that forward. This one, the like in a suffocating world, I laughed for a moment at one little thing. And I think that is such an important sentiment. I've said it a few times in like other reactions and things, but like one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to like take a moment to find something that brings you joy. Find a thing that is going to make you laugh genuinely and let yourself have that moment despite what other things may be going on in the world, whatever difficult time you may be going through, that it's okay to take a moment and just let yourself have that. Like whatever it is, it could be ridiculous, it could be tiny, it could seem like insignificant, but it's important to remind yourself that there are things in the world that make you happy and that make you laugh and smile and that are worth taking a little time on. Even if it's just like you're busy and stressed and there's so many things going on in your life, take a second to just find something that brings you joy. And I think that as from my own experience of going through like mental health things, there was definitely a moment where I laughed at something and I had to sit with myself and realize that how long it had been since I had let myself genuinely laugh at something. And I think that was such a turning point in me for managing my own mental health and stuff that I've gone through, is recognizing that losing track of how many days it's been since you've laughed at something is a really bad place to be. And I think that it has shifted a lot of how I look at the world and how I interact with it. And I think that line is such a significant thing, right? Like in a suffocating world, right? With everything going on, with everything being overwhelming or stressful or demanding your attention or your time or whatever, that you take a second to just find something to laugh and smile about, right? But I love the vocal cadences that we're choosing. Just gonna go back. Because I want to hear Woozy sing again.
오늘 집에 가는 길엔 내게 수고했다고 마냥 쉽지 않았지만 나쁘지 않았다고 숨 막히는 세상 속에 작은 것 하나에 잠깐 웃었다고 어쩌다 보니
Will that build up with the brass instruments?
오늘이라서 사무치게 아픈 말 한마디에 네가 더 싫어도 신경 쓰지 말자
the little flip up.
날 감싸준 포근한 이불 이 사소한 따뜻함에 또 내일을 기다리면서 잠들게
Oh my gosh, DK hitting that note, but also again, cozy blanket that wrapped me, right? Saying you're just taking a moment to have something that is comforting, right? And like enjoying that. And again, like taking a moment to be like, not everything in the world is like suffocating and overwhelming. And even though like I'll fall asleep again while waiting for tomorrow, like this idea of, okay, things are overwhelming me, things are like happening and are swirling around me. And it's okay to just be like, take a step back. Tomorrow is an option, right? Like I think that so many of us get so caught up in things. Maybe I'm just speaking as like a perfectionist with anxiety. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit, but I think sometimes I need to just take a second when I'm like rushing around and I feel bad when I don't meet my own unrealistic expectations and I'm like rushing. And sometimes I'm like, I just need to take a second and like chill and like actually rest. I think that's one of the most difficult things for me is to just like actually let my brain turn off on the problems that I'm trying to solve, all little fires I'm trying to put out, and to just like legitimately enjoy having a rest. I'm bad at that. And I think that this is like a similar sentiment of it's okay to just take a second, enjoy something little like the comfort of wrapping yourself in a blanket, the warmth of that, and take some rest. You can wake up tomorrow and have a new start, have a new go at it, right? Don't beat yourself up because it didn't work out this one time. You're going to learn something from it, right? Like, even though it wasn't easy, it wasn't bad, this idea of just try again. And that's okay. Like, even if the only thing you do to reset is to take a breath and then be like, okay, try again. See what improvement you've gotten from what you've learned from not succeeding the way that you did before. I think that's totally okay. And I love that build up of the note there with DK. And I love this little pause that they're putting in because it feels like a breath, right? It feels like this pause of take a breath and now let's start again. And I love that being part of this music as well, like the production choices. I love that little flip up.
날 감싸준 포근한 이불 이 사소한 따뜻함에 또 내일을 기다리면서 잠들게
Like it feels victorious.
울리는 시끄러운 알람이 어제보다 조금만이라도 밑에
Aww.
숨 막히는 세상 속에 이 모든 게 날아서 참 좋을 거야 어쩌다 보니 처음에도 마주하는 내일이라도 사무치게 아픈 말 한마디에 내가 더 싫어서 신경 쓰지 말자
They all hit that note beautifully.
우리라도 부르자 청춘 참가
Ooh, with the keys. Aww. I loved that. That was like definitely the comforting that I needed. And again, when they changed up the lyrics of on a loud alarm brings tomorrow morning, of this almost this kind of like call into the next thing we talked about, like bells ringing before, this kind of like alarms, right? This idea of something going wrong, but also this idea of, okay, we get to start again and saying, I hope you don't hate me even a little more than yesterday. It's like I was talking before about how this feels like an internal conversation with yourself, like wanting to sit yourself down and have this conversation and being like, the goal is to be a little bit nicer to myself, right? I think that's totally a valid goal to have, of being like, I hope that I just feel a little bit better about myself and that it's just like comparative to yesterday. Whenever, this is something that my family always says, but whenever someone in my family gets overwhelmed by something, we remind each other by nudging and saying slightly better than yesterday. And it's something that we repeat to each other whenever something is overwhelming us or getting the best of us, is slightly better than yesterday. Because that's the goal, right? Like from day to day, you can't expect these huge jumps in you managing whatever it is in your life, right? Whether that's mental health or something going on in your life or a problem, or even if it is like an external interaction with someone else, right? Even if this is like talking to an actual person, I don't think it is, but let's say that it is like having to interact with someone and like you don't necessarily get along or that relationship is difficult in some way. The goal is not to like fix everything overnight. It's to be slightly better. I hope that this is like a little bit better than it was previously. All of this is me. Every single part of it, every struggle, every thought, every failure, but also every success, every beautiful thing, every spark of joy, of warmth, of laughter. Those are all what make up who we are. And again, like you take those struggles and you learn from them and you change and you shift. And I've said this before, that if you don't look back at your past self and cringe a little bit, that worries me more. I think we should all look back and cringe at ourselves, because that means that we've learned and progressed and become better people. The growth is what is making us cringe, because we're like, oh God, I would never do that again. I would never think that. I would never say that. I would never do that thing. And it's just proof that we've grown and changed as people, and that we've learned better and have evolved over time. And I think that's such a good thing to remind us of. I love the way that they built up the energy of this. There's this kind of victorious feeling of it. And I also like this kind of cheers to youth, right? Of this feeling of like raising a glass, of being like, out of everything that's going on, out of all the problems or failures or like perceived failures or internal struggles or whatever it is, if there's nothing that you can celebrate the fact that you're youthful, you're here, you're able to have those struggles, right? Celebrate the fact that these things matter to you and bother you, and that you feel strongly about something. Just for me anyway, going back to like perfectionism, the reason that I'm like that is partly because I'm like, I want to do well at things, right? Like when something matters to me, I want to give it the attention and care that I think it deserves. And because of that, I can get wrapped up in myself. And I see that it's like a negative thing, but what a pleasure to care about something so deeply that I want to give it that attention and care. Doesn't mean that I should be angry at myself or beat myself up, but cheers to the fact that I get to have those feelings and that I care as much as I do. So I love that there's this feeling of, hey, like this is what everyone goes through, right? Everyone has those internal dialogues, those moments, those struggles, those moments of being hard on themselves. Everyone has those, and it's not something that is like unique to just your experience, even though it can feel isolating. And it's okay to not have it all figured out, to not know everything about yourself, or to like have all the answers to everything, right? It's okay to accept that this is just part of being a person and figuring things out, and you'll get there, right? It just takes a little slightly better than yesterday, and you'll get there. I'm excited to see what this music video is gonna be though, because boy, have the other ones come for me. And while I know that they are all going to be stunning in it, I'm looking forward to just like some cute smiles. Okay, Joshua is gonna do something. He's gonna have a cute smile at some point, and it is gonna snatch my heart. I might have to eat my words a little bit, because I am thinking that they are probably going to be upset for the sake of storytelling just from this opening scene, and I need them to not make me cry because I'm looking at them struggle. Okay, is there a screen on that like mannequin back here? I mean, phone calls stress me out, so I feel that. Oh!
어쩌다 보니 처음으로 마주하는 오늘이라서 사무치게 아픈 말 한마디에 내가 더 싫어도.
Ooh, see? Okay, lyrics. Hate ourselves more. Knew I was on something. Oh no! Boo! Sorry, just clicked in my brain and looked at the screen. I was looking at lyrics. I need you not to come for me, but also like, Joshua in this suit? I know that's not what we're supposed to be focusing on, because like sadness or whatever. But like the cute little like meerkat?
어쩌다 보니 처음으로 마주하는 오늘이라서
But like, I know that this is all like sad and moody or whatever, but Joshua in a suit.
되게 아픈 말 한마디에 내가 더 싫어도 신경 쓰지 말자
Ah!
목소리로 어디서라도 부르자 청춘 찬가.
Yeah, sometimes you need to disconnect from all of that. But all of the crying, I can't go back. I can't look at being sad. It's fine, it's fine. Oh! It's like being stuck in a... Oh, thank you. Thank you for giving me cuteness. Trying to find the fish a good home. Oh my gosh, she's not even happy about fried chicken. Oh, sweetie. I think it's so interesting too that we had a bunch of scenes of them in isolation, and then we see them in scenes with other people. I'm thinking specifically with DK, because before he was in a very like dark like library, and there were like bags and stuff, but he wasn't like, no one else was there. He was isolated. And then we have a scene where it's like the same thing, except now there's like a bunch of people around him. Even like Joshua, like the meerkat is like, he's separate from other people. Aww. My heart is also easily startled. even the, sorry, anytime there's like a rock or a pet rock, I'm like, Sunghan. But the I want to be by myself, but I don't want to be alone. Like, again, like what I was talking about, I'm just acknowledging that there's like some differences in the lyrical stuff here. But the difference between being by yourself and being lonely, it was like I was talking about like how do if when you can't sit with yourself, right? There's a difference between enjoying your own company and wanting to be by yourself and being isolated and alone. Those are two different things. So like the kind of distinction there. But as someone whose heart is also easily startled, I understand, especially about like phone rings. No. If you ever want to send me into a panic spiral, call me. Just immediately, my fight or flight kicks in. God, this is stressing me out too. School. Oy. Ooh, good transition. Oh, don't you get a parking ticket? Or is it an invitation? Oh my god! Wait, look at his little face! What a sweetie! Thank you for giving me some cuteness in the middle of this. Love the transition with Joshua. Like, this one is cool, but also love the fact, again, where he has like this darkness in the setting and he's like singing, or he has like the meerkat thing, right? Is like, I think both that is distinguishing from like other people, right? So he doesn't blend in with other humans. It's like making him feel like he's somehow lost as this like separate entity, but also like meerkats have this thing of like, when we think of something like meerkatting, it's because something has startled them and they're like on high alert, right? So it's going back to the line of my heart is easily startled, right? Like this like anxiety, right? This need to feel like he looked over the cubicle and was like looking around and like overwhelmed, like this idea of suddenly being on like high alert. Like I was talking about like somewhat jokingly, because if I don't joke about it, it'll just be sad. Me with like panic attacks and stuff where like you're in like this hyper alert state for like things that really aren't that big of a deal, but here we are. It's like a similar thing of saying like when someone meerkats is like because of that, but also it's like distinguishing him as like this other in this environment, right? Is DK the Rock in this instance? Because it was on like the paper or whatever. Did it have rice on it? Oh, we have the screen again. It's like a stand-in. Is Woozy the screen because he doesn't like the outside? Just before I was like, oh, we have rice. I'm like, Woozy, cute. But then also, is it because he needs a little avatar to go out into the world for him because he's always inside, but also as someone who has to legitimately be like, so it's been 3 days since you've been outside. Maybe just go for a walk. Right? I feel that like the anxiety of being outside, of being in the world, even like his set is like, there's all this kind of like clutter and stuff around it. It feels like this very lived in space, right? Someone who has been like stationary in that one place over and over again. So is he the screen? Yeah, and he's like controlling it with the remote. Aww, little smile. I was waiting for it. I love the support group of it. They're so cute. Yeah, are you the Rock? Aww, I love the laughing. Is DK like the Rock stand-in with the googly eyes? But then also just like want to talk about like Junghan with the glasses, right? Again, like how you see the world. I feel like the main thing that I'm thinking of is when you like separate yourself from the world, right? I'm thinking something more like dissociative, but when literally the world seems like to blur because you've just retreated into yourself so much, right? That like the world dims around you. I don't know if that's what we're going for, but that's what I'm thinking. I also love this like little fish stuck in its tank. They're just so cute. Smile. Right? Like when he takes, isn't it like he takes the glasses away and then he can see them clearly? Right? Or like wanting to block out the world with the glasses. Ah! Cute little smile. Oh, what a cute little face. cute. The like what issues club?
날 감싸준 포근한 이
I love how they have a support group.
또 내일을 기다리면서 잠들게 내일 아침에 울리는
Oh, they're all coming together. Friendship.
잊지 않기를 숨막히는 세상 속에 이 모든 게 날아서 참 좋을 거야
Is it Shukat? Aww. Oh, sweetie.
말 한마디에 내가 더 싫어도 신경 쓰지 말자 우리 목소리로 어디서라도 부르자 청춘 장가
Oh, they're cute little smiles and like friends now. Oh my god, wait. Why am I tearing up? His cute little smile. And then being friends with everyone in the office, right? Like not feeling like overwhelmed, like you're separate from that environment. Like I was saying about like the meerkat of feeling like he is like another animal, right? Something outside of the same species because he's isolated in that environment. And this is like finally he feels like he's more part of it. I'm tearing up because they're so cute. And also I just want them to be happy.
신경 쓰지 말자 우리 목소리로 어디서라도 부르자 청춘
See, issues or tissues? I don't even know. He's like returning the glasses because he's gonna look at the world properly. Wait, tiny issue club. Aww, that's so cute. In the carrot district and the contact number. Why am I tearing up? It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Dang it, vocal line. Ugh. Oh. Why is Hoshi here? There's probably so many fun things in this. I'll have to go back and look at it later. Oh, look at all the like credits. That's cute. Having all the credits be like notes on the bottom of the photos. Dang it for that making like me cry with like happy tears. Okay, it was like seeing them like succeed and be happy. I love the like tiny issues club, like I was saying, of being like, hey, don't get overwhelmed by it, like one step, and them making their peace with it. Junghan giving back the glasses, right, so that he wasn't looking at the world through this blurred perspective. And it's kind of like I was saying, it feels like needing to pull away from the world, right, needing to dim the world in order for you to like manage. When he pulled the glasses away and he could like see these friends were there for him clearly, and having DK, what did he like pass? He got the award or whatever, and he had the rock in his hand, and then Joshua was like with a bunch of people at the same place as him, like at work, and then Boo like caring for this like fish, right? Like again, it feels, because it's the phone, that it feels like making your peace with all the overwhelm that comes with like technology and social media and everything that can come with that. Of there's so many like opinions to that, and so many people have different things to say, especially when you're a public figure like an idol. And even like Uzi, like making peace with the fact that like sometimes he's a homebody, right? Like I feel like his little like avatar that he used to interact with the world, it's him kind of making his peace with the fact that yeah, he's a homebody. Yes, he doesn't like to just wander outside if he doesn't have to, and saying that's not necessarily bad though, right? It's only if it gets to the point where it's making him unhappy that it becomes a problem. If he's, again, the difference between being lonely and being by yourself, those are two different things. So as long as he's not isolating himself, is it so bad that he likes to spend time on his own in his home and his comfort space? He likes to nest, and that's okay. So it feels like he's like making his peace with that. And again, like Joshua being with his coworkers and making that like more of a fun environment than like this overwhelming, isolating environment. This has to be a Hoshi reference, right? I don't know why you're here, but welcome, I guess. Everyone's welcome at the Tiny Issues Club. That was so sweet. I loved that so much. Leave it to vocal team to make me cry. I feel like every single vocal team song, I've cried in some capacity, whatever it may be. Like maybe it's sad, maybe it's comforted, maybe it's happiness, maybe it's just because it's so beautiful. Who knows? But I will cry if it's a vocal team song. And I feel like this is just such a comforting song. Like the song itself, the lyrics, the music video of being like, being able to see some of that like struggle, it's okay though. Like you're not alone. And that was like the center of that was like the Tiny Issues Club as, hey, there are other people who have been through similar things, and you just need to like find the people who've been through that. Even if it's just like this song, right? With vocal team being like, hey, we've been through that. Right? We know what it's like to be like stuck inside and not be able to get yourself out even though you want to, right? Like feel stuck in that place even though you want to be like going out and showing your gratitude to somebody who was kind to you. Maybe it is like you're at work and there's tons of like anxiety and stress and isolation in that. Maybe it's needing to dim the world a little bit and blur the edges so that it's not as overwhelming, right? Like even them just depicting those experiences and saying, hey, other people have gone through that too, and you don't have to take these huge steps. Right? They didn't do these huge life-changing things in this music video. Like the victory that kind of teared me up was just like making your peace with that's part of who you are and letting you take like these tiny steps and being like encouraged in that of you don't need to do like these huge big things. It can be something like just stepping aside and be like, hey, thanks for being kind to me, right? With Woozy with the flowers, it was so cute. I love this song. I think it's a great song. Obviously a great performance from them. And I think that the music video is just so sweet and comforting. And I needed that after everything that has gone on with this comeback. This is what I needed to close it out. So I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to me next time I post a 17 reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.